Listen to this, because dude actually shows real curiosity and thinks deeper than most. Look, man, hold up. You don't have to go full crash out mode every single time somebody throws criticism your way. If you're someone like me who's been the punchline for years, you learn real quick that when it's coming from a major platform, those jokes hit different. Now last night, Meek Mill clearly wasn't feeling what Charlamagne Tha God said, especially about him never bouncing back after the Drake battle. He went off, listing all his platinum records since then, trying to prove a point. If you missed that clip, yeah, go check it out because it adds context. But honestly, it looks like Meek misunderstood the whole message. Charlamagne wasn't even talking about his music falling off. He was speaking on perception, how people started seeing Meek after that Drake situation. Before the battle, Meek had that serious image, like nobody really joked on him or played with his name. But after Drake hit him with that Twitter fingers line, everything shifted. People started looking at Meek differently, whether they admit it or not. And let's be real, if you say that didn't happen, you're just ignoring reality. That doesn't mean Meek is soft, not at all. But when you lose a high-profile battle like that, especially with a viral moment attached, it opens the door for more jokes. That's just how the internet works. Now fast forward to today on The Breakfast Club, Charlamagne actually responded to everything Meek said last night. And here's what he had.
He's doing business with them, but they promoted I'm Gay, and I'm helping pop like 10 artists off on the East Coast, no cash for gain for charity. I'm really the one, but it's some real propaganda on my brand. And I want it investigated.
Dropping the clues bombs from Meek Mill. I never said he didn't drop any music. I said if I was Meek, I would have deleted my Twitter and just kept dropping music. I would only talk through the music because every single time Meek posts, the internet turns it into a joke. Y'all was just laughing at him last week because he posted about being on LinkedIn.
Yeah, they were.
And I said on Brilliant Idiots, the propaganda. I didn't say propaganda, but I said the way they act with Meek is strange, and I agree with Meek. The propaganda against Meek is strange, and it started with that battle. And at least on social media, the narrative around him hasn't recovered.
It started with the battle. The sad thing about Meek is he gets busy, he gets nice, he puts out great music. He's an inspiration to a lot of these artists. G Herbo said he's the reason why he even wanted to get into music. But sadly, because of everything that's been going on with social media after that beef, he's been the butt of a lot of people's jokes.
Regardless of what he does, and he does some great things. We always give Meek credit for the great things.
And it doesn't matter
regardless
what
of
he does.
He drops too, because there has been music that I feel like people didn't like. Remember the Heathens? Like there was a lot of things that he dropped.
Championships, wins and losses. Even though that was almost 10 years ago, that was a great project.
But he dropped a snippet.
4-pack last year. He put out a 4-pack.
That was the remember the Heathens one. That's what I'm talking about.
That's real.
Yeah, and it was great, but I feel like people didn't really talk about it at the time.
Just proofread the tweet, yo. That's all you got to do before you just press and submit.
It's more
just proofread the tweets.
It's like anything he do, because LinkedIn.
Sometimes I don't understand what you're talking about. Like we don't understand, but it's funny. You're just funny, yo.
That's why I said he shouldn't tweet and he should just talk through the music. And as he just said, they put gay on Meek. That's why
they definitely was sprinkling that gay up and down.
He mentions that. He said that Diddy situation was like that wasn't right.
And that's why I'm not even mad. He said I'm DL in that post because that's just projection.
You're not DL. You came out.
Shut up.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
I mean, well, he's not, but I'm just saying.
He'd be hurt by what people say about him, so he's putting that on me. But I do agree with Meek. The propaganda against him is strange.
Yes, it's horrible.
And it started with that battle, at least on social media, right? And the narrative around him on social media is what I mean when I say he hasn't fully recovered.
Right.
Because he's done some amazing stuff.
He has. He sells out arenas. He sells out. He does a lot of dope-ish. But like you said, the propaganda around him is taking what he's done and what he's built and tries to make a mockery of it. So
every time he posts.
If you're Meek, you understand why he would be upset. Like absolutely positively. They done made this man gay. They just made this man Diddy's sitting on Diddy's lap.
Every time he tweets,
the outfit.
Now, Meek Mill is not trying to hear any explanation from Charlamagne Tha God at all. Hold up. He's officially in crash out mode on Twitter, doing the exact same thing he accused Charlamagne of doing to him. Meek went digging and pulled up an old clip of Charlamagne speaking on R. Kelly, trying to flip the narrative. He basically said, "These are the media voices y'all want us to listen to?" and then brought up those past comments about the R. Kelly situation. Now listen, before anybody says I'm picking sides, let me ask you this. What's really the difference between what Meek is doing right now and the so-called paid propaganda he claims is being used against him? Because this looks like the same play, just from the other side. This is you going out your way to push a narrative on somebody else. You already know Charlamagne doesn't stand with any of that R. Kelly mess today. But because he criticized you, now it turns into a cancellation attempt? that's where it starts to look messy. There's no way Meek sat through the full context of what Charlamagne said and still came away thinking it was pure hate. Nah, something got lost in translation. Hopefully they sit down and actually talk this out, because right now, it feels like a whole lot of confusion and crossed wires. So now I'm throwing it to y'all. What do you think about Charlamagne's response to Meek? And what do you make of Meek firing back like this? Because bringing up old clips to try and take someone down, yeah, that's wild. If you're rocking with this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe. I'll